Boost your earnings with Illuvium's latest update. Learn how to increase your points and unlock a higher potential ILV token airdrop. Plus, I'm going to dive into the Mega Hunt event, which offers additional IVL token rewards and rare Illuvia NFTs as prizes. I'll break down the new details soon. And if you haven't looked at this yet or the previous video, check that out. More detailed information on the airdrop over there. I'll have a link in the description below. GM to all the new faces and returning strategists. But before we go over the new update, a quick disclaimer: I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. You can lose money with crypto and NFTs. The crypto world moves fast. Always double check the latest updates before making any decisions. Now let's dive into Illuvium's new updates and the potential ways you can win. We are in the beginning of Illuvium's Open Beta Testnet Play to Airdrop program that went live on May 28th. That is 20,000 IVL tokens in the prize pool, which right now is about $1.6 million, with Illuvium's token price being at $83.99. This is open to everyone through the Epic Games Store, so no beta codes required. I'll place the links in the description below. If you're new to Illuvium, it launched in 2021 and is a leading game in the crypto gaming space. It's known for stunning graphics, a great team, and rich gameplay. Has a comprehensive platform that spans over multiple games, from strategic battles to open world exploration where you capture creatures to land management, giving true Web3 ownership of in-game assets like we've heard with all the previous games inside crypto. This ecosystem features four main games, which is more like three main games. Illuvium Overworld for open world exploration, where you capture creatures. Like I mentioned earlier, these creatures are known as Illuvials, which is going to be important for what I'm going to be covering soon. Then we have Illuvium Arena, which is the tactical arena battles, and then Illuvium Zero, which is for managing land. We also have Illuvium Beyond, which is a collectible card game, but it's not as important for this airdrop program. Now, let's hop into the announcement and go over the new updates and rewards. What's exciting about this new announcement is they've expanded what they're giving airdrop points for the activities inside the game. Here, they say, our community spoke, we listened, and we're thrilled to announce and introduce new ways to earn airdrop points. So I'm glad that Illuvium is one of the games that actually listens to the community. Not to call out any of the other games out there, but there are some games that just completely ignore what the community wants and the frustrations of the community. So ever since I've been part of Illuvium, I'm glad that the team is listening. In this expanded airdrop point system was capturing and fusing Illuvials for bonus points, which is not new. They covered that in the previous one, but it was a little confusing to new players. Previously, you gained bonus points for capturing or fusing all Illuvials in a tier. And what they're adding now is you earn points for completing each Illuvial line within that tier. So if you've seen Pokemon, or if you're at least kind of familiar with it, you have your base level Pokemon, and then it can evolve a certain number of times. Illuvium is the same way. So what they're saying here is, once you have that Illuvial and you complete that evolution line, the Illuvial line, you get bonus points for completing that whole evolution. For each Illuvial line has 3 stages. Completing those lines will earn you additional points. Tier 2 is unique, which only features one line, the links, which means that it can evolve in multiple ways. So think about this as Eevee, how Eevee can evolve in different ways, but instead you have multiple evolutions after it goes in the different ways that it evolves. We'll get into that, and it'll make more sense once we get into the graphic, but you can just think of it like Eevee with additional evolutions. Here are the new line breakdowns and the new objective and points that you can gain. So tier 5 was the highest. There are 18 Illuvials with 6 lines. Each line completed, you'll get 4,000 points. All lines completed in the whole tier 5, you'll get 24,000 points. And then the bonus for completing the entire tier, which we saw before, was 15,000 points with a total point value of 39,000 points. And you can do this as many times as well. There's no limit, at least based on what they told us at the previous announcement. Tier 4, there's 21 Illuvials with 7 lines. Each line completed gets you 600 points. All lines completed in the tier, 4,200 points. Bonus for completing the entire tier 4, it's 2,400 points. Total possible points, 6,600 points. Moving on to tier 3, we have 24 Illuvials, 8 lines. Each line completed 300 points. All lines completed in each tier, 2,400 points. Bonus for completing the entire tier 3 is 1,200. Possible points is going to be 3,600. Moving on to tier 3, there's 31 Illuvials, 1 line, 5 different classes. This is for the link specifically. Stage 1 links, essential for the tier 2 completion bonus. Each link completed, so you have the Rogue, Bulwark, Empath, Fighter, and Scion that we met earlier. 500 points. Bonus for completing all the links classes is 750 points. Total bonus points for tier 2 is 3,250 points. Moving on to tier 1, 36 Illuvials, 12 lines. Each line completed, 75 points. All lines completed in a tier, 900 points. Bonus for completing the entire tier, 400 points. Total possible points is 1,300. Finally getting to tier 0, which is 75 Illuvials, 5 affinities per line, and 5 lines. Each affinity line, this just means like it's a base Pokemon, base Illuvial, and the affinities just means its element that it goes. So it has 5 different elements for those who are wondering what the affinities mean. Each affinity line completed, 20 points. All affinity lines completed in the tier, which is 500 points. Bonus for completing the entire tier is 200 points. And total possible points is 700 points. Then they added this additional points, which is the true catch 'em all reward. So if you catch all Illuvials across all tiers, you will gain an extra 10,000 points. So I'm glad the team created a checklist and a visual guide, because before it was extremely confusing. But you can see here, Pterodactyl, the Pterodactyl line. If you go down, you just capture all 3 of these, you get 4,000 points. And then you just have to capture all of these different lines, 4,000 points, 4,000 points. And then you get the total reward. So completion bonus, 15,000. This is a total reward potential of 39,000 points. So everything that I mentioned earlier, just going down the list, tier 4, tier 3, tier 2. See here, you can see the links and all the different evolutions with inside that line of you. That's why this is higher when you complete this, because there's more evolutions within there, and it's 500 points. Tier 1. So this is what they meant by the affinities. If you haven't played the game yet and you're looking to get into this, but I like this. You can check this off. You can collect these as many times as possible. And then something nice from the team to reward the people who are in the closed beta, the PB4 testers, that they're going to include all Illuvials captured and fused since the beginning of PB4 in the total of your airdrop points. So your past efforts are recognized and rewarded. So I'm glad, because I had some Illuvials from there. So I'm glad that that the team is rewarding that. They've also simplified the tracking system for this entire airdrop program. So if the Illuvial is in your wallet at the cutoff time at the end of the open beta testnet, it counts for the snapshot, whether you've obtained Illuvials through trading, fusing, or capturing. And the other thing, if you're completely new, every hour of playtime across any of the 3 games in Illuvium that I mentioned earlier will earn you 100 points. So this just ensures that any activity across those 3 main games that we mentioned earlier will Arena, Zero, and Overworld will net you points and will at least get you some of the airdrop. Now on to the exciting news, where Illuvium just released a new event called the Illuvial Hunter Series, the Mega Hunt. This is an exciting event because you don't actually have to pay money, and this is free to play, unlike some of the other games that I've been playing where you have to pay to get in and to participate in the event. So it's nice that Illuvium is actually making an event that is accessible to everybody with decent rewards. So from here, the event is going to start already from June 1st. By the time you see this, it's already started. It started at 1 p.m. PST and ends June 30th at 1 p.m. PST. The biggest thing with this event is they're promoting Overworld, where you need to capture Illuvials, and you can't trade, you can't fuse for them. You have to capture them in the Overworld. The big thing with this is you have to capture the bounty Illuvial, which will be give you a raffle entry for those different tiers. So what that means is you have bounty Illuvials here: Ophisto, Blaze Knight, Malura, Relentless Emberlinks, Axodon, Exalted Airfish. Basically, you need to capture these inside the Overworld. If you capture them, you get 1 entry into that tier prize pool. So if you capture an Ophisto, you get 1 raffle entry into the tier 5 prize pool, which means that you have a chance to get Ophisto and the 150 ILV tokens here. So for each tier, the 150 by itself is about $2,600 with 1 winner. Tier 4, you get 62.5 IVL tokens, 2 winners, and a Blaze Knight. The IVL tokens themselves would be about 5,200 roughly. Tier 3 is 20 ILV tokens, 5 winners for Malnura. Tier 2 is 10 winners, Relentless Ember Links, 7.5 ILV tokens, which is about $629. Tier 1 is 2.4 ILV tokens, which is about $209. 25 winners for Axodon. And leaving us with tier 0, 1.25 ILV tokens, $104, and 30 winners with the Exalted Flesh. The more that you capture, the more entries you get, the higher probability that you have. But even one entry inside each of these tiers means that anyone has a chance if you qualify and just get one of those Illuvials. Big note, must be caught. Not fused, not bought, not traded. Has to be in your wallet also by the final snapshot. You can't trade it so that you can get more testnet ETH. And has to also be within this time frame from June 1st to June 30th, ending at 1 p.m. PST. Let's take a look at the bounty Illuvials for each tier so that you have a better idea. For tier 5, it's going to be Ophisto. Tier 4, Blaze Knight. Tier 3, Malnora. Tier 2, Relentless Emberlink, so this evolution of it. And then for tier 1, Axodon. And then tier 0 is going to be this Exalted Airfish. And one thing that I like about the Illuvium team is they have high execution and they just go above and beyond helping out the community. Here is another graphic and checklist that you can use so that download this. And while you're going through the game, this will be your little cheat sheet so that you know what to capture so that you can qualify for this event. Let me know what you think of the new Illuvium series. Are you going to participate? Would love to hear your thoughts below. And if you have any future questions, I'm going to be doing mailbags. So just leave a mailbag question below for a future podcast where I'm going to be covering all the different gaming activities that I'm doing, how I'm trying to trade, what I'm playing, because it's hard to cover all of that in multiple videos. Leave your comments below. Would love to hear your questions, and then I'll try to answer the best questions in future podcasts. And if you enjoyed this video, I recommend checking the video below. So just click it.